Today I'm in Poway on a beautiful sunny day, and in this video we're going to discuss the pros and cons of living in this beautiful city. We're also going to check out some real estate options, things to do, and so much more, so stay tuned. My name is Richard Soto, a local real estate broker with VIP Realty. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button as we do weekly videos discussing what it's like to live, work, and play in Southern California. Today, I'm in Poway on a beautiful sunny day. Poway is going to be a little bit different than a lot of the other cities right here in SoCal. Typically, you think about ocean views, sandy beaches, palm trees. However, this particular city is going to have a rural vibe. I feel like I'm back in the state of Texas. However, the views are much more breathtaking. There's mountains, massive trees. It is definitely a family-friendly environment, without question. So we're gonna get into the pros and the cons of living in Poway. And if you watched any of my videos, you already know that I like my dessert first. So we're going to start with the pros. Poway is known as the city in the country. More than half the area's 40 square miles is open land dedicated to horse trails, 6 local parks, and over 55 miles of hiking routes. And while it's the only city in the country that hosts an annual rodeo, it is far from being an old Western cowboy town many people think it is. The community offers a diverse range of housing options, an outstanding school district, a thriving business park with over 19,000 jobs, a broad range of dining and shopping opportunities, beautiful parks, 76 miles of trails, numerous community events throughout the year, and more. Poway is a great place to live, work, and play. However, as you already know, no city is ever going to be perfect. And I've gone to hundreds, thousands of cities throughout the state of California and Texas. And I assure you, even my favorite cities have a ton of cons, and Poway is no exception. So don't worry, I always talk about the good, but I definitely cover the bad just as well, so you can make an informed decision in regards to where you and your family will relocate to. Okay guys, let's get into the pros of living right here in Poway. And the first item is going to be things to do and livability. There's going to be a ton of things to do, whether you have a family or you're single. However, one of my favorite things is youth sports. I'm a coach, if you don't know that. I have a basketball program. We're out here on the baseball fields. Several teams just finished up. So if you have kids, you can definitely get into different sports programs right here in the city. And in addition to that, there's going to be a ton of other things to do right here in Poway. Okay guys, staying on things to do, I'm currently at Lake Poway. What a beautiful lake. And as you can see, you have different rental options. If there's only 2 of you, okay, and you have your significant other, gentlemen, we already know if we have to get on this little blue boat, we're gonna be doing all the paddling, so I don't suggest you get that with your significant other. There's some other boats right behind me. If you prefer to do some fishing, you can definitely do it right here at the lake as well. But more importantly, guys, just take a look at those magnificent views. I could just sit still, paddle out to the middle of the lake, and just hang out. What beautiful scenery right here at Poway Lake. Lake Poway is going to be a great destination for hiking trails, fishing, and boating, and is a popular fishing spot in the warmer months. Stocking happens every winter, primarily with rainbow trout, but it is the fishing destination for bass, catfish, and bluegill as well. The shoreline is easily accessible to the deep and clear water with no boat launch or kayak used allowed. Boats are available to rent, including rowboats, paddle boats, sailboats, and motorboats. There's a concession stand for renting watercraft and purchasing bait and tackle as well as snacks. The Lake Poway Recreation Area features all sorts of traditional park amenities. Hey guys, I'm here with Wyatt. He works right here at the rental place. Wyatt, what is the cost if I wanted to rent one?
All of the boats are four people max due to Coast Guard regulations. But both boats are $10 for a half hour and $15 for a full if you were to rent them.
Gotcha. Okay, well the prices aren't bad at all. Oh, I do see how you can sit in the back. Is that what you're? Okay, got it. Now, Wyatt, what are the odds if I was on a date? Who would probably do all the paddling, myself or my girlfriend?
Probably yourself.
I I would agree with that statement. I would definitely agree, Wyatt. Now, typically, who comes out here, Wyatt? Is it families? Is it people on dates? What do you typically see?
A lot of the time, early in the morning, it's the fishermen, waking up early, trying to get that early bite. Towards noon, it's a lot of families kind of going out for leisure in the middle of the day. And then towards the end of the day, it gets real slow. Like right now, I'm just sitting around kind of waiting because it's mostly just people coming in. But yeah.
Got it. Okay. So, in regards to the fishing, I've only gone fishing once, Wyatt. It was in Alaska, and I caught the biggest king salmon known to man. I think it's still a record in the state of Alaska, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I'm not going to tell fishing stories. Wyatt, what type of fish are in this lake?
We have a lot of bass. Right now, it's actually trout season, so we do have a lot of trout in the lake. We have bluegill, catfish, most of your typical lake species. We do stock most of them year round, just depends on the season.
Got it. Okay, awesome. So, if I wanted to come out here with my kids or my family, when's the best time to come out here to this lake?
It really just depends on what you're fishing for. I mean, trout are kind of like the colder years because once it starts to heat up, the water temperature gets too hot and they start to die off. So once it starts to get colder, we start stocking trout because they'll be able to live in the waters. Once it starts to heat up, it's getting closer to bass spawning season. So bass are getting more aggressive. So coming into these next couple of months, maybe near April, bass are pretty fun to go for, and then most of the other fish are kind of just year round.
Okay, awesome. I have another question. Typically, I never have fishing equipment because when I do go into the ocean and tussle with the sharks, I do it manually by hand. But if I needed some fishing equipment and gear, am I able to get that here?
Yes, in this big building behind me, you can see we have all of our snacks. That's where you rent the boats. We have fishing pole rentals. I'm not quite sure how much they go for, but I do know that you can rent fishing equipment here if you wanted to.
Okay. And that's great to know, guys, because someone like myself, I know my youngest son, Nathan, would love to come out here fishing, enjoy the day. I personally don't have fishing equipment. So don't worry if you're like myself. You can definitely rent the boat. You can rent the fishing equipment and have a blast with your kids right here at the lake. Okay, staying on the topic of things to do, and if you enjoy wine, you can visit Mission Wine Cellars right behind me. Since 2018, they've been crafting wines, and you can take a tour of the property and see how the wines are made. But more importantly, you can partake in a variety of different wine options, and that is exactly what I plan to do. Obviously, once we wrap up the video, I'll be heading right back. Okay guys, let's move on to the next pro, which is going to be dining options. Since Poway covers 40 square miles, you'll definitely have a plethora of different dining options. I'm at one of the newest restaurants right here in town called the Hop Stop. They have burgers, sandwiches, a brewery, great atmosphere. I'm out on the patio. It's a beautiful, glorious day. A lot of the baseball families were dining on the other side, so it definitely gets very packed. So in regards to dining options, you're going to have plenty right here within the city. Okay guys, just wrapped up a very quick lunch. The hamburger was absolutely exceptional. Another thing that you can do when you're in Poway is definitely hang out downtown. There's so many different shops, restaurants. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Better yet, grab some wine right next door. But it's a very old town Western type feel vibe that I get right here in downtown Poway, which I really like. It actually reminds me of West Texas, where my father grew up, and I would visit that particular town. So you can also rent a bike through downtown, hang out, take in the views. I see a lot of people jogging, walking their dogs. So there's a lot of things that you can do, mainly just enjoy the day. I see a lot of people just hanging out with their families, enjoying some food, some drinks. So plenty of things to do right here in downtown. All right, guys, moving on to the next pro, and that's going to be crime or the lack thereof. According to niche.com, Poway received a grade of a B, which is absolutely great. I've talked to numerous residents and they feel very safe, very secure. I see kids running around by themselves, skateboarding, biking, rollerblading up and down the sidewalk, so you shouldn't have any issue. Obviously, as we already know, regardless of whatever city you live in, crime can always be a factor. However, on a day-to-day basis, I feel that this particular city is very safe and very secure, and you won't have to put a haymaker on anybody as you're walking around. Okay guys, just wrapped up at Mission Cellars. Had myself a couple of cabs, not too many. I have a lot of work to do. Ran into a local resident, Sharon, who's lived here her entire life, and she's gonna tell us a little bit about what it's like to live in this community. Sharon, tell me a little bit about living right here in Poway.
A sweet spot here in San Diego. Great place, great schools, great place to raise a family. You got everything you need nearby, and it's a great place for the kids to hang out and have a great time.
Awesome. One thing I noticed as we were walking around is definitely family friendly. I see a lot of kids. I feel like it's a safe community where you don't have to worry about your kids. You can pretty much let them run around without you having to stress about it.
That's right, that's right. You have to worry more about who they're going to annoy more than the safety of them. But yes, no, it's a very family friendly place. And
Awesome.
Very safe for kids.
Awesome. And being a family man myself with two boys, it is imperative that I choose a community that's safe and secure. As Sharon mentioned, they have excellent schools, which we're about to discuss in the next post, which they have an A+ rating according to niche.com, which is exceptional. I don't know about Sharon, but myself, I'm very cheap. I am not going to pay for private school, so my taxes better pay for an exceptional school district for my kids, like her beautiful daughter right behind us. Now tell us, as far as the community, I feel like it's a small town. It reminds me of a West Texas town of back in the day where everybody knows each other. Is that the case?
Yes, very small town feel, but living in a big city. So yeah, Poway's got it all.
Awesome. Now, one thing, in regards to shopping, I'm not a shopper. The person behind the camera definitely is. But if I wanted to maybe go to a big box retailer such as a mall, is it going to be found here or we have to travel for that?
Yeah, not far. Everything, honestly, locally here in Poway, you can get what you need. But if you need to travel to an actual mall, yeah, about 20 miles up, not even 20 miles, 15 minutes up the road.
15, okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Now, in regards to employment, do the majority of the residents work here locally or do they travel out of Poway?
Most people travel out of Poway. I myself used to work downtown. It's about a 25 to 35 minute commute. My husband works in East County. Same probably for him. You're able to get to most of everywhere you need to go fairly quickly.
Okay, that's not bad. That's actually a very quick drive, and if you travel as much as I do, you have to head to the airport. What are we talking about, 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah, with traffic, 40 minutes, but 30 to 45 minutes, I'd say at most.
Okay, so that's not bad. Okay, last question for Sharon. She's having a great day with her family. She's got a beautiful daughter, great husband. Exactly. Now, in regards to dining, I believe we're in the downtown area. There's a few restaurants. Is there a lot of selection or is it limited?
Oh no, there's a lot of selection. This is just the old Poway neighborhood area, and like you have probably earlier stated, there's Hop Stop, which is great for families. They have a dynamic menu. You've got some barbecue options right down here, and then just on Poway Road, I mean, you name it, there's a 100 of dining options available.
Okay.
So yeah, dining is not an issue in Poway.
Got you. Most of you guys already know that I don't know how to cook and I don't have the time to meal prep either. The important question for Sharon is, as most of you that watch our videos know, I'm all about having some Mexican food pretty much twice a day, 7 days a week. I don't care. I don't need nothing else but some good Mexican food. Sharon, if I wanted to get the best Mexican food in town, where would I go?
We have a great taco shop we go to. It's called El Ranchito. It's right down here on Poway Road.
El Ranchito, guys. Now, the second follow-up question to that is, how's those margaritas?
Oh, well, this is more of a taco shop.
Oh.
So, but
okay.
You know what? I'm sure, they have margaritas there? I've never had it. This is more of a taco shop. They have beer.
Got you. I don't know, guys. This might be a con.
That's probably a little bit further down the road, but the taco shop is amazing for Mexican food.
Okay. Main Street?
Mainstream Bar and Grill.
Mainstream. Okay. So margaritas, we might have to go to 2 different locations, guys. I don't know, I see that as a con. I like to have my tacos and fajitas and margaritas at the same place. I'm gonna let Sharon go. She's been a great asset. Thank you so much for being our video. Thank you. Okay, everyone, let's move on to the next pro, and that's going to be public education. As most of you already know, I have 2 young boys, and it's imperative that they receive exceptional public education. At Poway, you're going to be in one of the top 10 school districts in the state of California, which is awesome. In addition to that, niche.com rated this particular school district an A+, which is exceptional, guys. No need for private schools. Your kids are going to have some of the best education in the whole state of California. The school district serves approximately 36,000 students and is the 3rd largest school district in the country. The district encompasses 100 square miles and operates 25 elementary schools, 6 middle schools, 1 combined K-8, 5 comprehensive high schools, and 1 adult high school. Okay, let's move on to the next pro, and that is going to be employment. Poway is definitely going to be an upscale community, and the job market definitely reflects that. Even as the United States unemployment rate has recently fallen below 4%, Poway blows the national average out of water at 2.3%. There's going to be numerous employers right here within the city. There are some excellent opportunities for career advancement in this community. Poway is going to give you ample opportunity for employment, whether you're looking to climb the corporate ladder, or maybe you're an entrepreneur like myself who's looking to scale your business. You can definitely do it right here within the city. In addition to that, there's numerous employers outside the city of Poway within a quick driving distance. Okay, guys, we covered the pros of living right here in Poway. Now let's cover some of the cons, starting with the biggest con, in my opinion, and that is going to be the housing cost. While Poway might not be the most expensive city in Southern California, it's definitely not cheap by any means. As of January 2023, the median housing cost was $1 million, which is quite a bit. The median listing home price per square foot was $566. The median home sold price was $1.2 million. Just to give you an example, the home right beside this one is currently offering 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bath, just under 3,600 square feet, and is currently on the market for $2,100,000. Okay, staying on the topic of cost of living, we covered housing. It's going to be expensive whether you purchase or lease. In addition to that, the overall cost of living is going to be rather high. We already know that California is going to be more expensive than the majority of the other states throughout the country, and Poway is going to be even more expensive. Cost of living in Poway is higher than the national average in most cities in the state. While some areas can be higher than others on a state and federal level for many reasons, the overall average of housing costs, utilities, groceries, transportation, healthcare, and miscellaneous goods and services tends to be more expensive in Poway. When it comes to food and groceries like milk, eggs, bread, and other necessities, there isn't going to be a big difference, but you can expect to pay around 4% more on the average. So just to give you an example, I had myself a burger and fries, a Pepsi, a salad, and a small tea at a very small hamburger shop. While it was good, the cost was around $55, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. I travel back and forth from California to Texas frequently as we have brokerages in both states, and I can have some of the best burgers and fries in the country in Texas, and it's going to cost me around $20, $25 for 2. Just in regards to a quick lunch, we're looking at double the price, and it's not like the food is that much better. All right, guys, let's move on to the next con. Some people consider it a pro, so I'll let you decide, and that is going to be the location. From here to downtown San Diego, depending on the time of day and the day, it could take you 35 minutes. It could take you an hour. Sharon, who we interviewed earlier today, believes that it's a pro. She gets to downtown in about 35 minutes, but sometimes, depending on the day, it takes her an hour. So me personally, I see that as a con because I don't like being stuck in traffic, and I got things to do, and I definitely don't have 45 minutes to an hour to waste. So just depending, if you don't have to leave Poway, because everything is there within the city and the community, there's all the restaurants, shopping. So if you work nearby, or if you're a remote worker, no big deal. But if you have to travel into downtown San Diego for work, to me, that's going to be a con. Or if you have to travel a lot for business, that drive is going to get old. So really, could be a pro, could be a con, just depends on your personal situation. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the day in Poway. What an exceptional city. I really enjoyed the time here. If you're looking for a completely different vibe as the conductor is cruising down the train tracks at 2 miles an hour, this is going to be a great alternative for you and your family. You don't have to reside by the beach to have an exceptional quality of life. So if you're looking for something a little bit different than that beach town feel, and you still want to live in a great family environment that's very friendly, definitely check out Poway. Guys, if you're looking to move to San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles, throughout the great state of California, my team and I would love to assist you with your next real estate transaction. For now, I will see you on the next video.